A rebel I be one day, on that track with gunplay. Outcast my whole life, so I decide to spit like Andre. Beef is on my...
Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Gravity here, and today we are going to be talking about 10 tips to help you climb in League of Legends. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1, play what is comfortable. Select 2 roles, a primary and a secondary, and a few champs for each role. It keeps your champion pool small but still diverse if a champion that you play gets banned, or if something just better suits the team comp, you can still play different champions, but keep that champion pool very small so you have just a few champions that you have to master, and overall that will help your performance in game. On to tip number 2, play to improve. Don't just play to win, play to improve and get better at the game. Don't always expect to win. Most pro players don't even have a 75% win rate, if that tells you anything. Don't play to win, but play to improve. Use it as a learning experience and try to get better each game. Just focus on a few things, a few small goals that you could set in game, like getting a certain amount of CS per minute, or, making sure you're just using your time as efficiently as possible in game. Just set small goals in game that you can achieve so that you can just get better each game, and that will in itself up your win rate. Tip number 3, play mechanically easy champions. Easy champions means you will make less mistakes, you can focus on the map and game knowledge more, so on and so forth. You're more prone to making less mistakes. You're not going to miss that skill shot that made you die, or you're not gonna misstep or anything like that. Playing mechanically easy champions just really helps out for you to focus on the other aspects of League that you can focus on. You always have those people that try to learn Syndra and Yasuo and Zed and all this other stuff. They're fun and all, but if you misplay, it really will hurt you, and you won't have as much success winning ranked games than you could if you just played champions like a Mumu, where they got one skill shot, they got great ultimates, a lot of CC, or like Garen, you can't really mess up with Garen that much. But anyways, you get the idea. On to tip number 4, overpowered champions. Play or ban the OP champs, guys. I don't know how to stress this enough. A lot of times people do not abuse this. Like, for instance, there was like a couple patches ago, Tank Echo was super huge. You abuse that to climb. It really can help you out. It sounds kind of cheeky, but it really is great. You guys want to take advantage of that, and if you're not going to play that champion, make sure that you ban that, guys. You ever had that guy on the team that just bans some random champion, like bans Talon or something, and you're like, why would he ban Talon? He just got smashed by Talon last game. He's like, gosh, Talon's so OP, when in reality he just got destroyed. Like, what's the chance of Talon getting played? What's the chance of him getting banned? It's not likely, so there's no point in banning a champion that no one's probably even gonna play. And even so, he's not an OP champ, so why ban him? Ban the OP champions, guys. Ban the OP champions that are really gonna affect everyone, not just someone that counters you or someone you don't like to play against. So either play those OP champs or ban them. This sounds like it might negate rule number 1, play what is comfortable, but if you get comfortable with the OP champs, it will really up your win rate. Take advantage of those. Make sure you guys check the patch notes. Something that is OP one patch may not be OP the next patch. Make sure you guys check the patch notes, see who's getting buffed, who's getting nerfed, what's getting buffed, what's getting nerfed, everything. Make sure you guys keep up to date with that stuff. It will really help you out. On to tip number 5, review your stats. Review your stats after game, whether it's a win or a loss. A lot of people in lower elo do not take advantage of this opportunity. Websites like lolking.net and op.gg can really help you out with this, or you can go to your match history and click it's something like view on web or something like that. You guys can check that out, and it's definitely going to bring you a lot of statistics that you can use to really figure out what you're doing well in game and what you can improve upon. Things like CS per minute, how much damage you're doing to champions, how many wards your team placed. Surprisingly, the team that wins usually had more wards placed and more wards destroyed. They really controlled the vision on the map more so than the other team, but we'll get into all that in a little bit. But make sure you guys review your stats, whether it's a win or loss. Wins will tell you what you're doing well more so than what you're doing bad, but you can still kind of see things that you can improve upon, and you can learn a lot from your losses as well too. So make sure you guys check those out after every game. Check out your stats. On to tip number 6. Play with purpose. Too many times, some people have the laning phase part down, but once it gets into mid to late game, they kind of roam around like chickens with their heads cut off. Even in lane, they kind of play like they're on autopilot. They're doing the same stuff that they do each game. They're really just not even paying attention to what's happening. They kind of zone out. They're in like a twilight zone. They don't know what's going on. Play with purpose. You want to try to be 2 steps ahead of your opponents. And your opponent's not just that one person in lane, it's the whole entire team. You want to be ahead of the enemy team by 2 steps. So make sure you're always thinking about what you could do to keep the heads up on them. Always ask yourself why. If you ask yourself why you're doing things, you'll always be more productive. You'll have an answer. You'll say, why are we baroning? Why am I challenging this person in lane? Why am we trading? Why am I taking this tower? If you ask yourself why and you give yourself a legitimate answer, you will be more prone to doing those same things again. You will set up a repetition of good accomplishments that you'll learn to just work with over time, and eventually it'll just become subconscious and you'll become a better player, making better decisions. Tip number 7, focus objectives. Oftentimes in low elo, people do not know what objective to focus. You ever have that late game where you just ace the enemy team, half the team goes to Baron, the other half tries to push for the inhib? That is what I'm talking about. They do not know how to focus the objective. Here I'm going to give you a general list from most important to least important of the things that you should generally keep in mind to focus on in a normal match of League. First off is the Nexus. Next is the inhibs. You definitely want to focus on the Nexus, obviously that's what wins games. Inhibs creates great map pressure. Towers create great map pressure. That's really, really, really important, guys. After that, it's going to be Baron, then Dragon. Dragon can be about equivalent to Baron if it's late game and it's the Elder Dragon and you have a good stack of dragons. I'm not talking like 4 air drakes, you know what I mean? But Dragon can provide great stats, dueling stats and stuff like that for your team. So it can sometimes be about as good as Baron, but we're going to keep it that way. Rift Herald's really, really important. People do not utilize this enough in lower elo. Getting that Rift Herald, providing that early game pressure for your team really, really will help you snowball your advantage and end that game. Jungle camps are next, minions, and last we have kills. About 15 minions equals 1 kill. Keep that in mind. CSing is one of the most important stats that you can have as an individual. So make sure you are CSing. Make sure you're not missing CS. And I'm not saying you have to get every CS, like not 10 CS per minute, that's like the perfect CS or whatever, but you don't have to get that, but you want to get as close as you can, making sure you're picking up all the minions that are available to you, keeping your CS up, making sure you're staying ahead in levels and getting your items. Next tip we have is tip number 8, map awareness and warding. These kind of go hand in hand, that's why I kind of put them together. Warding really, really provides great map awareness. You can see what's going on, as well as if you're warding and you're not paying attention to the map, then there's no point for the ward to be there. So they kind of go hand in hand. You want to make sure you're putting down those wards every time you have a trinket. You want that thing to stay on cooldown, man. You want to have those wards down as much as possible. You want to keep them going, keep them going, keep them going. And I mean, like, honestly would rather have someone put down a ward in the middle of nowhere than to not be warding at all. Make sure you guys are warding, make sure you're paying attention to the map. You should be checking the map about every 3 seconds. And on the flip side of warding, make sure you're clearing wards. People don't pay attention to enemy wards enough. You ever had that Ezreal that stole the Baron and Dragon with his ult, and you're like, how did that happen? It's because your team didn't take the time to drop a pink down and clear the ward, or to have someone on their team sweep it with the sweeping lens and clear the ward. Make sure you guys are clearing wards as much as possible every time you have a sweep. If no one on your team has it and a sweeping lens and they don't want to take one, make sure you grab one. Or if you know that you're going to be getting a huge objective soon, like Baron or Dragon, make sure you grab a pink ward so you can drop it down. Even if it's going to replace your other pink ward, it's really, really, really important to do that. Clear those wards, that way there's a low chance of them making a play to counteract your Baron or your Dragon. On to tip number 9. Play your best. Always give 100%, no distractions. Sleepiness, if you're tired, make sure you take a nap. If you're hungry, make sure you get something to eat. Do whatever you got to do to make sure you're not distracted. If so, then wait till you feel like you can give your 100%. That will really keep you from messing up and making sure your head is in the game. You want to keep up that high win rate as high as you can get it, man. As high you want to climb. You want to climb as fast as you can, and you want to be the most efficient in your games. Make sure you guys are playing 100% at your best. If not, just wait. On to tip number 10, the notorious tilting. The word tilting, the term actually comes from, it's a poker term. It's a state of mental or emotional confusion or frustration in which a player adopts a less than optimal strategy, usually resulting in the player becoming over aggressive. In league language, it's pretty much when you get frustrated and you start losing, and it causes you to make even worse decisions and you lose even harder. You know, it's just, if you're starting to tilt, just take a break, come back later, go do something productive, you know, go for a run, you know, maybe if you got a fap, do what you got to do. Or maybe if you're just that tilted, just wait till the next day. And just take a break if you're starting to tilt, if you're really getting frustrated, because it's only going to hurt you more than it's going to help. You don't dig yourself into a deeper hole. If you're gambling and, you know, you're losing money, don't keep gambling, because you're just going to keep losing money. You understand? You're not going to get that back. So just take a break, redeem yourself, you know, collect yourself, come back later, and try again. Anyways, guys, this is my 10 tips for how to climb in League of Legends. If you apply these tips in every game that you play, I promise you will start to climb. You'll see results. You know, you'll start to get better as a player in general. Remember, play to improve, not so much on trying to focus on, you know, winning every game, because you're not going to win every game. No one has a 100% win rate. So make sure you're just focused on getting better, and you will see your win rate rise, and you'll see yourself start to improve in your games as well. Just do as best as you can each game. Even if it's a loss, just do your best. You know what I mean? That's all you can really do. If you feel like these tips helped you, make sure you guys leave a like if you enjoyed. If you didn't like it, make sure you dislike, leave any comments, ideas, or tips that you have on future videos. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll try to do more like it. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. This is your boy Gravity, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out, guys. Peace. Toodles, bitches.